Hi, I'm Cristine Rayner, and this is Momming at Midnight. This video is a little bit more off the cuff. I want you to know that I'm seeing so many posts on Facebook. People are so overwhelmed trying to find curriculum and what are the laws of my state and how do I do this, and I'm so overwhelmed, and nobody's even talked about the grief that I'm having over not having my kids in regular school. However, I have to tell you, as a veteran homeschooler, I'm watching everybody's behavior, and I want to tell you that you're missing out on the most important steps of beginning homeschooling and setting up your homeschool program. This is what I've learned about picking out curriculum and setting up your homeschool program. You can't start by asking other people's opinions. You can't start with everything on the plate. It's too overwhelming, and you get choice fatigue. We're starting with the wrong questions. Not what curriculum do you use? What is my child's learning style? How do they learn the best? In what format? What kind of structure do I need to provide for this child? What is my child's temperament? What can be strengthened in our relationship so I will be seen as a better guide for education? Because you might not have ever really been in that role before. What is my child motivated for? And what kind of structure do they need to have during each lesson? Are they better with hearing instructions or seeing written instructions? Are they better with a task list that they can check off? Are they better with hands-on materials or being able to run around the house, pulling post-it notes off the wall? What is your child's personality type? What are they like? What do they need in their environment to feel stable and happy? Everybody needs something different. That can be hard to tailor if you're brand new at homeschooling, or even if you're a veteran at homeschooling and you have multiple kids and they keep changing on you. But try to take a step back and take a breather and ask yourself different questions. You need criteria on how to choose curriculum before you go and even look at what's there. It narrows the playing field quite a bit if you already know what you're looking for. If I need online classes for math with a live instructor because my daughter doesn't do math well for me, or she needs to have somebody else to interact with, and I'm not the greatest in math, and I ask her what her preference is, whether she wants to do an online class in that fashion with a live teacher, or whether she'd like to sit with materials and a workbook, and she says she prefers the online class with a teacher, then I have narrowed that playing field. Instead of thousands of options, I was able to give her two, and she was able to help direct and tell me which one she wanted to take responsibility and ownership for. And then I can go do some searches on specifically live taught classes for math in my daughter's grade level. You no longer have thousands of options. You have a couple of options. And then it becomes so much easier to choose based on your schedule, based on how you like the teacher or their credentials, based on how they teach the class or what materials they use, time and scheduling, and what the cost is. It becomes much easier to choose if you start with what your kids need and what your kids want. And then later, when you have to apply this, you have the buy-in of your children, and it's more likely to fit their needs, and you're gonna have more motivated students. So take the time to de-school and take a breath, try things out a little bit at a time, and work out the kinks before you spend a lot of time and money developing things and buying curriculum that you may not use, or you're gonna end up changing it in a couple weeks anyway. If you need a guide to help tailor your homeschooling program and process, I'm available for that. Go ahead and reach out to me, and we'll do a 15-minute phone call and strategize what are the best options for your family and what kinds of support you would need. I hope I've helped you discover a little bit more about how to choose curriculum and not be so overwhelmed.